I'm Dr. Ben Talei. I'm a facial plastic surgeon in Beverly Hills. In the world of skin rejuvenation or facial rejuvenation, we look at energy-based therapies. And for energy-based therapies, we have everything from microcurrent to radio frequency to lasers. And the way these things work, lasers shoot photons of light typically. That means it's actually a little light particle that comes across and goes onto your skin and burns it, or goes deep into your skin and causes some kind of burn. And that breaks apart collagen, or it can hit and explode a color, particle, pigment. Depends what kind of laser you're using, but it works with light. Then you have microcurrent, which works with just electricity running over the skin. Doesn't do much. It's a stimulatory thing. And then we have radio frequency. Radio frequency is a pretty amazing thing. There are tons of different radio frequencies, but the general idea of radio frequency is we take electricity from the wall, put it into a machine, the machine modifies it, and inserts it somehow into your body. Sometimes this is with needles, sometimes it's with a probe, sometimes it's with a wand, meaning you can go under the skin. These are the different kinds of electricity you can put in somebody to try to cause a controlled burn, so controlled damage. And it's important to remember this because every time you laser, every time you do radio frequency, you are intentionally and inherently damaging somebody and saying, okay, well, I damaged you, I want your body to go repair this now. So you can't keep damaging somebody over and over again. Just be cautious about these things. So let's figure out how to choose a radio frequency. Radio frequency generally is used for skin tightening. It doesn't resurface the skin. You're going in and you're trying to tighten the skin, improve the pore quality, give it a little more radiance, sometimes things like that. So there's the superficial radio frequencies and there's the deep, powerful ones. The deep, powerful ones, only two machines really exist, and that's profound radio frequency, which is by Syneron Candela, and then there's Morpheus, which is the original kind of Fractora in-mode company, and that's pretty fantastic too. They're completely different. And then you have all the other radio frequencies. There's millions of companies and brands, and you're going to get dizzy thinking about them. But just realize, if I didn't mention it, the other ones are fluff ones. They're not the strong ones. They do very superficial things, and they're nice for like a cosmetology type minor improvement. They're not for real skin tightening, or they don't have a good track record. The ones that I would be scared of are ultrasound-based therapies. These are the magical ones that are 20 years old, and they put ultrasound into the ultrasound energy into the skin, and it can actually microwave your face and slowly deflate it over time. If you do it once or twice, not a big deal. If you do it more than that in the face, you can start getting gaunt and deflated. So how do we control this? We go to somebody good and we use a strong radio frequency that you don't have to do too many times. The best one, I think, in my opinion, is profound radio frequency. Profound puts bipolar needles into the face, goes superficial to deep. The top is insulated, meaning nothing happens to the outside skin, meaning you can do it on dark skin, light skin, black skin, white skin. You can do it on any kind of skin, any age, and you can get an improvement. What happens is the needles go in, they sit at the bottom of the dermis, they're not hitting the fat, and they heat the area. Anytime you heat the area, you can get some fat loss. So we warn patients, listen, you can get some fat loss, but I'm in control. I'm not going to let you lose too much. It'll be just a little bit, and the skin is going to tighten on top of it so much that you don't have to worry about looking deflated or gaunt. So Profound can do this because it has what we call thermocoupling. You put needles in there, and the second it gets to 67 degrees Celsius, which is where we want to heat it to, or 150 Fahrenheit, it stops and it keeps it there. That's fantastic because now you can control your burn completely, and you don't really burn anybody, you just gently damage them. They blow up for a week from stimulation, they go back to normal, and what you see over the next year is a pretty dramatic improvement in tightening. It's not surgery, it's not a facelift, but it gets about a 30% improvement in shadowing and laxity. So if you look at somebody's face 3 months later, when the results start kicking in and you look at the photo, you'll see the nasolabial folds are 30% lighter. Jawline is 30% tighter and defined. This is tucking up about 30%. Not an exact number, but roughly. And you look at the pictures, all the before and afters, and you'll get the idea. So how do you know if it's right for you? You go look at all the pictures. You have to look at every picture of somebody on my website, let's say beverlyhillscenter.com, and you try to go figure out, does this improve enough to make me happy? And you have to look at every single photo and say yes. If you look at 3 of them and say no, you might not get enough of an improvement. And this is what leads to a dissatisfaction rate. So Profound works 100% of the time. We've done research studies. It works on every single person it's ever been done on. but only 95% of people are happy. Why is that? The other 5% didn't get the result that they expected. They expected more. However, if a doctor looks at it or someone else looks at the before and after photo, 100% they're saying, hey, these people all got results. So I love Profound. It's a one-time treatment. You get improvement in the tissue quality. It looks more radiant and bright because you have more hyaluronic acid content, which carries water into the skin. So it's really good for dry-looking skin and aging skin. You get more tightening. You get less wrinkles. It's a beautiful thing without resurfacing and without risking. The other machine that I talked about was Morpheus. Morpheus is on a combined platform with another product named FaceTight or AccuTight, BodyTight, depending on which one you do. And together they're called Embrace. And Embrace is a nice machine to have. If you need to melt fat out of somebody's neck, you can use the wand for that, or just do liposuction cold. It's a little bit safer in my opinion, but you can do either. And on the face, you can do Morpheus. Morpheus is similar to Profound in the way that it puts needles in, but it's not a true bipolar. So Profound is a true bipolar, meaning it puts energy only between its electrodes. It's much more controlled. Morpheus spreads the energy out, so diffusely it gets a different change. Morpheus you would do about 3 times, maybe 4 times to try to get the result that you get in Profound. So that's not the magical part. The magical part about Morpheus is that you can go 1 millimeter or 4 millimeters. You can really control the depth of whatever you want to do. So if you have someone who's good with the machine, they can do these treatments for you with very little downtime and really target the depth they want to go depending on what's wrong with your skin, or if you're trying to tighten the eye bags and things like that. So I really like those 2 devices. I love the other ones just for fluff stuff. So just making someone's skin look a little fresh. These are not long-term results you get with the fluff ones. You get 2-month improvement like you get from microneedling. So that is not a real long-lasting change that you get with collagen production, hyaluronic acid production, or elastin production. But Morpheus and Profound, the stronger ones, they do give you long-lasting results. And you know that because it doesn't go away after 2 months. It's just starting at 2 months. And at a year, it's better. And I tell patients, usually the results, you'll age out of it 4 or 5 years down the line. So it's a fantastic thing to do for somebody who is thinking about getting a facelift, but they don't want to. They're like, you know what, let me just get a little tightening. Or if somebody gets a facelift and they want to maximize the result, and 6 months later they come back, we do it. Now, not only have you lifted the face, but you go and tighten the skin and improve the skin quality, which is fantastic. That's all you got to do for these things. And I think Profound is really, really nice, especially for those darker skin types we couldn't treat before.